Born at Penzance, Sir Stanley was educated at East London College, now Queen Mary College, and after being a pupil of Yarrow & Co., he joined the Post Office Engineering Department in 1906. He became Assistant Engineer-in-Chief of the Post Office in 1932, Deputy Engineer-in-Chief in 1935, and Engineer-in-Chief in 1939. As officer in command of the 52nd Divisional Signal Company, he served through the First World War in the Near East and in France, was awarded the MC and DSO, and was 5 times mentioned in dispatches. Between the 2 World Wars, he commanded the 44th Divisional Signals and was Deputy Chief Signal Officer, Supplementary Reserve. During the Second World War, he was of exceptional assistance to the fighting services, advising on their equipment and producing men from his own staff to fill important posts. In 1949, he was awarded the King Haakon VII Liberty Cross. Sir Stanley has had a wide experience of international communications. As British delegate, he took part in the telecommunications conferences which were held in various parts of the world between 1932 and 1947. On his retirement from the Post Office in 1947, he was appointed Chairman of Cable and Wireless Limited, and in 1951 he became Chairman of the Commonwealth Telecommunications Board. He was Chairman of the Radio Research Board from 1947 to 1952. Sir Stanley was knighted in 1941 and was made a KBE in 1945. He served his year of presidency of the institution during the 1943-44 session and was awarded the Faraday Medal in 1953. He was a Whitworth Exhibitioner in 1902. He graduated as a BSc of London University, and an honorary Doctorate of Science Engineering was conferred upon him in 1953. He is a Fellow of Queen Mary College. Here is Sir Stanley Angwin.
For the greater part of my professional career, I've been a civil servant. Entering the Post Office Engineering Department in 1906 and retiring in 1946 after holding the office of Engineer-in-Chief from 1939 to 1946. Subsequently, I maintained a specialized interest in telecommunications as Chairman of Cable and Wireless Limited in the first years of its transfer after nationalization, and again as Chairman of the Commonwealth Telecommunications Board. It's sometimes said that a civil servant curtails initiative, but I at least was fortunate in that this service gave me the opportunity to take part during that period in the spectacular development of the various branches of telecommunications. The early part of this century saw the gradual growth of telephony with the adoption of automatic systems to which new electronic switching is being rapidly applied. There were limitations at first in transmission over long distances. These limitations were overcome by the application of the thermionic valve to repeaters on the collecting line network, and by the introduction of high-frequency radio beam systems, first from the United Kingdom to the colonies. New dielectrics, coaxial cables, the introduction of single sideband and multi-channel telegraphy to both line and radio transmission were revolutionary in their contributions to long-distance communications. In particular, the introduction of long-life submerged repeaters gave a new impetus to submarine cables. Cables spanning world distances with no relay such as the ionosphere appeared to many to have been rendered obsolete by wireless. But further research and development have shown them to be still essential means of communication over long distances. Their great value lies in freedom from the interference to which radio is subject from ionospheric variations, and from the ever-increasing difficulty of finding frequencies in the spectrum to meet all the requirements of radio. I should note also the vast extension to the usable parts of the spectrum that has now been made available. a range of wavelengths from kilometers to centimeters. The centimeter ranges, which seemed at first to give unlimited facilities, are now found to be crowded with demands for their use. The British Post Office and its engineers have played a leading part in these developments, both as users in close cooperation with industry and by their own contributions to development and research. It is in these developments that I am proud to have played an active part. This institution has maintained its interest in telegraphy and telephony from the old traditions of its founder, the Society of Telegraph Engineers, and recognizing the very specialized interest of the new branch of electrical technology, formed the radio section of the institution. This section is recognized internationally for its contributions of its members to all phases of the science and technology of wireless. I personally owe more than I can express to my association with the institution in furthering such contributions as I have been able to make to telecommunications.